Marcus Smart drained 7 threes in Game 3, 7 out of 10 from deep. And the Boston Celtics came away with a 111-108 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a game in which LeBron James was held in check, 11 points on 4 of 13 shooting, scoreless in the fourth quarter. And so the stage set for Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Golden State Warriors waiting for the winner of this series in the NBA Finals next week. Welcome, everybody. TNT NBA Tip-Off presented by Auto Trader. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. Dressed in your Cavalier.
First of all, the color's called wine.
I know, but that's what they call it here, wine and gold.
Well, I didn't know that when I got it.
Were there did some pom-poms come with it too?
I didn't know that. I did not know
smuggling food again.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together when I picked this outfit.
Are you smuggling food again?
No,
yes,
man.
Yes, he is.
Shaq, no.
Shaq didn't do nothing.
No.
Yeah.
I found the cookie. I found the cookie.
What cookie?
I found the cookie, fool.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. Did you? Did you?
Still smuggling stuff.
Did you?
Still smuggling stuff.
You wouldn't have even.
On, man.
Y'all put cookies in both of my pockets.
Listen, it wasn't me.
You wouldn't have to smuggle anything if you know
Man, I hate coming to work, man.
The handcrafted Kelsey Elizabeth cakes. Look at these. These were done very, very nice.
That's really nice.
As a matter of fact, look at this action.
Ernie Johnson joined.
Oh, see, I like this. I like the.
I do like your suit with the tie.
The suit with the bow tie.
That's really nice of them.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate that.
Is this edible? This one right here?
It's all edible.
They're cookies.
Well, look, as fat as you are, you'll eat anything.
If I'm fat, you're morbidly obese.
Okay. I can't wait to see you when you get 50.
Let's see that smuggling food.
No, you're not 50.
Ernie saw me in the gym. Go and tell him, Ernie.
He was in the gym the other day.
Go and tell him, Ernie. Look really good.
Yeah,
Shut
okay.
up, fat boy.
I know you were in the gym. You wasn't working out. You were just in the gym.
At least I ain't got the CBB, Charles Barkley belly.
In Game 3 of this series, Charles, we saw something you've been waiting to see from the Boston Celtics, and that was some fight. And it happened after they were already down 21 in the third quarter.
I love that.
First, you had Avery Bradley getting into it, mixing it up a little bit with Kyrie Irving, and then Jonas Jerebko not only puts Kevin Love down, says, get up and quit flopping. And then he gets into it with Darren Williams a little bit, and then sets this pick on him. And
that's a good pick. Stop flopping.
That's a good hard pick.
And Darren Williams came away a little sore. Marcus Smart, huge night with 27. And then Avery Bradley, the guy who won the ball game at the horn.
Leave it, young fella. That's what I'm talking
with the friendly Cleveland roll.
Ernie, I'm really looking forward to this game tonight because I want to see if the Celtics are content not to get swept. Now, I knew they were going to compete last game because they were embarrassed in Game 1 and 2. Now, tonight's going to tell me, do they really think they can win this series, or are they just happy they didn't get swept? And we'll know that pretty quick tonight.
We will be hearing from Shaq and Kenny and more from Charles in just a second, but let's check in with Kristen Ledlow, who is courtside. Kristen, what you got here in advance of Game 4?
As you know, the Cavaliers hadn't seen a postseason loss since Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and then a 21-point lead disappears right here in Game 3 against the Celtics. LeBron had been on an historic tear with 8 straight 30-plus point games, but then records just 11, 6, and 6 in the loss on Sunday. So he did address the media, though briefly, earlier today, and he was asked whether or not he addresses his teammates after a loss like this.
I don't. Past it, focus on Game 4. We know what we did wrong in Game 3. We know ways we can get better, but I'll focus on the present, not the past. And we had opportunities, but you know, it is what it is. And you know, they played a hell of a game, and you know, they took it to us, and we weren't able to stop the runs that they made and the momentum that they pushed. So, you know, like I said, you know, it's you know, some of the plays that we made, some of the plays that I made, I was like, you know, what are we doing? What could I have done better? But you know, you figure out the next game and go forward.
LeBron also said it wasn't difficult watching that Game 3 film because his focus is now forward. Coach Ty Lue added just minutes ago to us that In Game 3, he doesn't want that on his players' minds anymore. He wants them to get back in attack mode.
Fewest points in his playoff career, fewest minutes in his playoff career.
Well, the best player in the world rarely plays 2 bad games in a row.
That possession was a struggle for Cleveland.
Do you think he's aggressive? Do you think he likes being down 1-0?
James needs more help, but he's got to play better, too.
What a performance for one of the game's greats, LeBron James.
It has been an incredible playoff run for LeBron James, aside from Game 3 of this series. Too much being made of Game 3, Shaq.
You know, they came out lots of days ago. They came out cool. They took Boston for granted. Charles been saying it all year, all the 5 years I've been there. The guys on the other team are professional basketball players, too. They had some pride. They got embarrassed in Game 1 and 2. And, you know, they were missing a top player, Isaiah Thomas, but they came out and played hard, and they stuck with it. You know, they took the crowd out of the game, and, you know, Cleveland let one slip away. Now, the true test is, did the Cleveland Cavaliers learn their lesson? This is a must-win for Cleveland Cavaliers.
It's a what?
A must-win. They got to win this game. You don't want to tie this thing up.
I don't know if it's a must-win.
Yes, it's a must-win.
I believe must-win because there's a guy named Kawhi Leonard that twists the ankle.
Thank you.
You know, anything could happen, and if you extend series, that could be negative. There's a guy named Isaiah Thomas that's not playing anymore because of the hip. So you don't want series to extend on. But let's not fool ourselves either. The Boston Celtics, I've been hearing a lot of people say, oh, they played out of their mind for 48 minutes. No, they did not. They played out of their mind for about 14 minutes. So for 2.5 quarters and 2 games, they played terribly. And they finally decided to make a decision on a defensive end with LeBron James and take one thing away. Not all of them. One thing away. Kyrie Irving still was Kyrie. Kevin Love was still Kevin Love. But they took one thing away from LeBron James, and it kind of made everyone a little bit uncomfortable. That was the difference for me. And don't fool yourself if you're Boston thinking that you played out of your mind last game. You still have to make some changes because you didn't play well for 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, they were down 21 with 6:39 left in the third quarter of that game.
To me, Ernie, that was just about not respecting the game.
Exactly.
I mean, the Cavaliers were up. When you were up that many points in the fourth quarter, and you just kind of like going through the motions, and I think they kind of got folded into a false sense of security because they had such a big lead. And then Boston started making some shots. Cavs started missing some shots. But the Cavs are going to win this series. I just like to say, I just hope the Boston Celtics didn't just come here and not get swept, because this is I don't think it's a must-win for the Cavs. I think the Cavs will win, but I just want to see a competitive game. And this, to me, is all about the Celtics tonight. Are they content not getting swept, or do they really think they can make this a competitive series?
Well, what kind of LeBron James do you expect to come out in this game after an 11-point Game 3, Kenny?
Well, I think it's going to be a very aggressive one for sure. You know, this guy is the best player on the planet, and he does have, you know, things and tools that can adjust. He's got the ultimate tool belt. You know, he can always go to the wrench, he can go to the screwdriver, he can go different places to get the job done. But also, you know, for me, you know, when the series first started, I said this could be tough for the Cleveland Cavaliers. When they lost those 2 games, I had to moonwalk back out of my comments because they didn't play the way I thought they could play.
Thomas, yeah.
And they lost. So I'm like, they're not even playing the way I think they could actually do it. But they have 4 guys that make things difficult for you when you have the ball offensively. That's the difference. 4 guys that can make it different. They don't stop you, but they make it uncomfortable. And I saw that in the last quarter and a half here in Cleveland the other night.
Here's a question. Does it even matter, Charles, what Boston's mindset is if Cleveland's mindset is right tonight?
If Cleveland comes out and plays, there's going to be a beatdown. The Cavaliers got a better team. Everybody knows that. They're going to win this series. Whether it's 5 or 6 or 7, they're going to win. Listen, the Celtics didn't, Ernie, you just said it yourself. The Celtics didn't play good last game. They had a little stretch where they played well.
That was Kenny.
Yeah. But no, you said they.
Oh yeah, from 6:39 is when they're down.
Kenny, I'm sorry, you're right. Kenny's right. I'm not so used to saying Kenny's right. That caught me off guard. But listen, if the Cavaliers come out and play like they're supposed to play, they can beat this team down, because Without Isaiah Thomas, Marcus Smart probably not going to hit 7 threes again. You know, he's a good player, but he's not a guy who's going to make 7 threes.
All of that being said, that does have to give Boston's confidence at least a little boost coming into this game when you had everything stacked against you and you still won that game the other.
Believe it or not, without Isaiah Thomas, they looked pretty good. Ball was moving around. A lot of guys were getting shot. Brad Stevens said that he didn't want Marcus Smart to, you know, try to score like Isaiah Thomas, but he had great opportunities. He had great looks at the three, and he made them. Now the question is, can you duplicate that tonight? Can you play that well tonight?
Well, you know, let's not fool ourselves to say the Boston Celtics are better without Isaiah Thomas.
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying in terms of, I've heard people say that.
Yeah,
I've heard the same way.
I said they look good.
But I mean, the same way that people say the Clippers are better without Blake Griffin this year. Yeah, they could get games and they could go, but they're not going to be a contender. They wouldn't be here if they're guys.
Let me just say this. I'm going to go out. This show much better. Be much better without Shaq.
That was uncalled for. It was uncalled for.
You want me to come over there and punch you in the face so I get fired? I'll do it right now.
You know what the best news I heard all day was?
I'll beat your ass right now.
J.R. Smith, his baby, his and his wife, Jules' baby, was born in January, weighing just 1 pound.
Wow.
And today came out of the neonatal intensive care unit at Hillcrest Hospital for the first time.
That's amazing, man.
That's Dakota. That's a miracle. We'll be back.